every single one of you Trainiacs can become at least a decent swimmer. The water is tougher than you are. It's huge. Morning, Trainiacs. That was a very solid swim with the not triathlon training group. I actually swam with a guy named Brian Lear, whose daughter was an Olympic swimmer. He is an awesome swimmer. Interestingly enough, he didn't learn to swim until he was an adult. There's hope for all of us. Let's talk about that. We can all learn how to swim as adults. All right, so let's get something out of the way. Everyone, every single one of you Trainiacs can become at least a decent swimmer. And I'm talking like middle of the pack, maybe mid-front of the pack in a triathlon. Coach Pat, our buddy Chris, myself, all of us started triathlon in our adult years, and we're all like front pack swimmers. Now, specifically, the guy that I swam with today, Brian Lear, the folklore is that in his late 20s, early 30s, he was wildly out of shape, very successful businessman, was not paying attention to his health, and he decided to get healthy, and he started swimming. Now, today, he races in the World Masters Championship in the elite level. Like, he was just crushing me today. That's what happens when Coach Pat goes away on holidays for the summer. All the triathletes go away, and I gotta swim with whoever shows up. Today, Brian Lear. I'll show you his stroke in the workout that we did in a second, but the thing about swimming is that I started out, and a lot of people start out like getting psyched up, and they're like, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna crush this swim. And they're trying to overcome their fear of swimming by being tougher than the water. Thing is, that's not gonna happen. The water is tougher than you are. It's huge, it's powerful, it's immense. You've got to completely change your mindset to conquering the swim all about technique. The good thing about that is that it's all about technique. You're not limited to your level of fitness. There are people that are 60, 70 years old that I swam with in Masters that used to pass me regularly because they had the technique. Now, the two base techniques that every adult turned triathlete or turned swimmer needs to start getting down, which is totally counterintuitive to how we go about our day-to-day lives, is learning how to breathe and learning how to be horizontal. And why I'm sitting here is because I've got two videos that I filmed just there. No, not two. 1, 2, 3. I've probably got like 5 videos that I filmed just over there that teach you how to get used to breathing out in the water. The drills that you want to focus on to get your breathing down, if you're somebody that's short of breath, is getting your body into the habit of the second your face goes in the water, bam, you start breathing out. And if you can train your body to automatically start breathing out, you don't even have to focus on the breath in. As soon as you turn your head, just the vacuum caused in your lungs by lack of oxygen in there will cause you to take a breath. And the benefit to all this is that you're not building up CO2 in your lungs, which is often what makes people feel short of breath, not actually a lack of oxygen. So a couple of the drills that you can do are basically going up to the side of the wall, put your hands on the wall, put your face in the water, breathe bubbles out, go to the side, bring your legs up to the surface, breathe bubbles out, blow bubbles out. Humming helps. You get in the habit of forcing yourself to blow out bubbles and training your body to do that automatically. And then the second thing is that as humans, we're vertical. We always want to be vertical. We're standing up, we're sitting, we're looking forward. In the water, you got to break that habit, because if you get into the habit of lifting your face to get that breath, your legs are going to sink, you're going to be pushing the water, you're going to be fighting the water. You want to get in the habit of being horizontal, floating, having your feet close up to the water without having the need to bring your face out and get yourself back down to vertical. And there's a bunch of drills that we do that are typically kind of an extension of putting your hands on the water, and it's basically just floating across the pool with as little a kick as possible, getting used to having your face in the water for a long period of time. You can do drills like the corkscrew across the pool where you're floating across the pool and you just slowly flip your body over as you're kicking. You can do drills where you're literally just kicking across the pool face down as long as you possibly can. You can do drills where you're kicking on your side across the pool as long as you possibly can. Everything that you can do to train your body to be horizontal is good. Now I'll save you all the details of the drills, but if you want to get the drills and you haven't yet, go to triathlontaren.com/swim drill program, where you'll get the actual explanation, the video, the typed out stuff of these drills, and a whole bunch more that'll help you develop your swim stroke. It's literally what I did when I dismantled my stroke because I said, like, you know what? I'm fighting the water too much. I can't get any better if I don't change this. So I changed it. All right, now check out Brian Lear's stroke and the workout that we did. It was a toughie. See what I mean? That was a swimmer swim, not a triathlon swim. Who kicks in the swim? Sickies, that's who. So Trainiacs, that means that podcast recording number 2 is about to happen. Are you nervous?
No.
I'm slightly nervous. Just a bit. No, I'm not. So obviously, like, looking back, did you have obsessive tendencies as a kid? Were you looking at yourself like as a 4-year-old collecting the most marbles? Come on.
Okay.
Okay, we got to change this entire interview. I need new notes.
Exactly.
I want to know more about this.
It's everybody's bucket list thing because we see a lot of comments on Taren's videos from folks in the community saying, I'm doing my first race.
In the next year when I wanted to step up after 4 years of sprint, stepping up to Olympic was like piece of cake.
You know what, I give you credit because I think you have to have your ego in check to be able to take a step back to something much smaller.
I hijacked our honeymoon and said that's where we're going for our honeymoon. That, Trainiacs, was fantastic. Kim was great as always. The guest, who I'll call Iron Cowboy. You know what? Iron Cowboy. James Lawrence. If you want updates on the podcast when it comes out, because I don't know where it's going to be, go to triathlontaren.com/podcast info. Iron Cowboy, James Lawrence, awesome. Freaking rocked it. I'm a big fan. I am like new big fan. So that's podcast number 2. We got podcast number 3 happening, I think Friday. We're on a roll here, Trainiacs. We are on a big time roll. All right, dinner. Oh, I've been sitting here for 2 hours. Oh, wow. Oh.